Ascenders. Let me drop something simple but brutal. Most people who call themselves Sigma males are role-playing. They're chasing the idea, not living the discipline. They've memorized the surface but missed the signal. Here's the difference. The real ones don't declare it. They don't need to. The proof is in the way they move. This video, it's not for the imitators. It's not for the meme-loving hustle tweet parrots. It's for you, the ones who see through the noise, who walk alone not for aesthetics, but necessity. You're not here to impress, you're here to evolve. Welcome to Sigma Ascends, where the signal is pure and the elevation is earned. Subscribe now if you're done with surface-level takes and ready to rise in silence. Let's talk about the traits no one's talking about, the ones that can't be faked. 1. The silent override reflex. True Sigma males don't operate from impulse. They operate from an internal override system that activates when most people lose control. It's not about suppressing emotion. It's about using it as raw data. Picture this. You're in a heated conversation, and most people would lash out or storm off. A Sigma absorbs the energy, runs it through a mental filtration process, and then responds, not with emotion, but with strategy. This reflex isn't cold, it's calibrated. Sigma males aren't robots. They simply choose not to be ruled by momentary waves. Wannabes often imitate stoicism, but eventually crack under emotional pressure. Real Sigmas don't need to prove they're calm. Their energy speaks before they do. This override comes from hours of internal battles, from deliberately choosing discomfort, delaying gratification, and confronting fears when no one's watching. It's a skill born from solitude and repetition. In arguments, in decisions, in leadership, this trait becomes a force field. They don't avoid confrontation. They deconstruct it in real time. People mistake it for passivity. It's not. It's power under pressure, like a sniper who waits, not out of fear, but precision. Sigma males know that reaction is a trap, and silence, it's a weapon. 2. Vision in the static. Sigma males don't just see what's in front of them, they decode what's behind it. In a world flooded with content, opinions, trends, and distractions, they've trained their minds to identify patterns hidden beneath chaos. This isn't just intelligence, it's strategic perception. Wannabes follow flashy paths. Real Sigmas map the unseen routes. They can scan a conversation and detect insecurity masked as arrogance. They can look at a startup pitch and know whether it's driven by purpose or pure hype. Why? Because they've trained themselves not just to absorb information, but to interpret signal quality. Where others consume, Sigmas compute. They're not impressed by surface-level wins. They track momentum, motive, and mechanics. They don't fall for charisma, they break down character. This pattern recognition extends to their personal growth. When life throws noise at them, stress, setbacks, even boredom, they don't numb out. They listen. Every disruption contains a lesson if you're sharp enough to detect it. To the average person, the world is loud. To the Sigma, it's encrypted, and he's got the decryption key. 3. Discomfort is their warmth. Here's the paradox. Where most people tap out, real Sigmas tap in. They don't just endure discomfort, they seek it. They understand that growth is always dressed as difficulty, and they've learned to make it home. Fakes talk about embracing the grind while secretly resenting it. Real Sigmas, they treat discomfort like a training partner. They build routines that challenge them, not comfort them. Cold showers, long silences, solo travel, daily confrontation with limits. This isn't trendy for them. It's their normal. They understand a core truth. Comfort kills curiosity, and once your curiosity dies, your evolution does too. Sigmas are fueled by challenge. They love situations where their skills aren't enough, because that means there's still more to learn. They crave failure with feedback more than easy wins. They don't chase dopamine, they chase data. This makes them rare in a world addicted to convenience. But that rarity is what makes them magnetic. People don't always understand why they're drawn to Sigmas, but at the root of it is their relationship with adversity. They don't run from the fire. They learn to breathe in it. 4. Low signal output, high internal bandwidth. Real Sigma males don't waste bandwidth on appearances. Their external communication may seem minimal, but beneath that quiet surface is a complex, active system of thought. While Wannabes are loud, trying to be seen or heard in every room, Sigmas are busy processing, calculating, and strategizing. This trait is about high internal bandwidth, the capacity to absorb, evaluate, and make decisions without the need to express every single thought. A Sigma male may sit silently in a meeting, seeming passive, but his silence isn't emptiness, it's compression. He's absorbing everything: the tone, the subtext, the body language, the real motivations behind words. He doesn't dominate conversations because he doesn't need to. One sharp, well-timed sentence can shift the dynamic of a room more than 100 empty words. Wannabes confuse verbosity with intelligence. Real Sigmas use verbal economy as a form of power. Their low signal output is intentional. It's not about hiding, it's about conserving energy. They don't participate in small talk unless it serves a larger purpose. They're minimal in interaction, maximal in impact. This control over their communication makes their words carry more weight. People listen because they know. If a Sigma chooses to speak, it matters. That's authority, not volume. 5. Untraceable adaptation. Adaptability is often praised, but Sigma adaptability is different. It's untraceable. That means you won't notice the shift until it's complete. Real Sigmas can walk into a corporate boardroom, an underground boxing gym, or a spiritual retreat and blend seamlessly without losing their identity. Wannabes either rebel loudly or conform completely. Sigmas, they infiltrate. They understand context and morph within it, not to belong, but to extract what they need. They're social engineers, cultural shapeshifters, observers who integrate just enough to learn and then detach. This doesn't make them fake. It makes them strategic. Adaptation for them is never about acceptance. It's about information. Every environment is a lesson. Every person is a case study. Every system is a blueprint waiting to be decoded. Their ability to mirror the energy of a room, adjust their tone, or shift their body language makes them disarming. People let their guard down around Sigmas because they don't feel threatened. By the time they realize the Sigma has read them like a manual, it's too late. This subtle adaptability is how they gather power. Quietly, patiently, efficiently. 6. Presence without performance. When a Sigma male enters a room, something changes. But it's not because of what he says or does. It's who he is when he does nothing at all. His presence alone can recalibrate a space. It's not aura. It's not mystique. It's command without showmanship. This presence comes from deep-rooted confidence, not in skills, but in identity. Wannabes fake confidence by overcompensating. Loud voices, big movements, attention-seeking antics. Sigmas, they don't compete. They simply exist authentically, and that sends a stronger signal than any performance. People notice because Sigmas don't seek to be noticed. They don't enter a room needing anything from it. That self-contained energy creates magnetic contrast in a world full of people broadcasting insecurity. Their eye contact is deliberate. Their posture is grounded. They speak slow or not at all and still manage to pull focus. Why? Because when you don't need attention, it often finds you anyway. This presence without performance is often misunderstood. People think they're arrogant, cold, or uninterested, but those who pay attention realize they're simply not wasting energy proving what's already known. 7. Delayed vengeance philosophy. Sigma males don't retaliate in the moment. They calculate and wait. When disrespected, betrayed, or underestimated, they don't explode, they evolve. Unlike wannabes who chase quick payback to soothe their egos, Sigmas practice delayed vengeance, and it's brutal in its precision. This doesn't mean they hold grudges. No, grudges take energy. Sigmas convert slights into upgrades. Every insult is a gym session. Every betrayal is a lesson. Every failure is fuel. They turn wounds into weapons, but not ones used recklessly. They're stored, sharpened, and eventually deployed when the timing inflicts maximum impact. To them, the best revenge isn't reaction, it's reinvention. While the one who wronged them forgets, the Sigma levels up, quietly, consistently, and one day success becomes undeniable, and the silence becomes deafening. People who've wronged a Sigma don't see their downfall coming, because the Sigma never shows anger. He shows progress. That's terrifying to those who underestimated him. They expected a fight. They got a future where they're irrelevant. The wannabes want to win arguments. Sigmas want to win outcomes. And that's why they always do. 8. Invisible morality compass. Sigma males don't need to perform virtue. Their moral code isn't on display. It's internal, silent, and unshakable. They don't preach it, they live it, and that's what makes it real. Wannabes often flaunt values for validation. They're loud about what they stand for, especially when eyes are on them. Sigmas, on the other hand, make quiet decisions every day based on an internal compass no one else sees. Whether it's choosing not to engage in gossip, walking away from shady opportunities, or showing respect to someone who can't offer anything back. Sigmas do the right thing when no one's watching. That's integrity. But don't mistake their ethics for softness. A Sigma's code is personal, not universal. He doesn't expect others to follow it, and he won't compromise it, even when it costs him. In fact, the more pressure you apply, the clearer his code becomes. Their moral clarity is what allows them to walk alone. They don't need approval or applause for doing the right thing. And they don't need to explain why something feels wrong. They just won't do it. In a world driven by optics, Sigmas are grounded by authenticity. Their code isn't posted, it's programmed. 9. Solo doesn't mean isolated. There's a massive difference between being alone and being lonely, and Sigma males know it better than anyone. Solitude isn't a gap in their life, it's a gear shift, a recharge station, a sacred space for recalibration. Wannabes isolate to appear mysterious, or because they're socially awkward. Sigmas retreat because they value internal alignment over external noise. Alone time isn't downtime, it's power time. It's where they reflect, strategize, decompress, and rewire. This solitude sharpens them. It gives them clarity the world can't provide. It's how they stay 5 steps ahead, because they're not distracted by the constant opinions of others. While the crowd moves with trends, Sigmas sit with silence and shape vision. But this doesn't mean they're antisocial. They can navigate crowds, networks, relationships with ease. They just don't need them to feel whole. They don't seek connection to fill a void. They connect when it aligns with their mission or their energy. Their solitude isn't emptiness, it's sovereignty. And from that space, they create, plan, and evolve. 10th, reluctant influence. Sigma males never set out to lead. They don't crave followers, titles, or control, and that's exactly why people follow them. Their reluctant influence is rooted in authenticity and clarity, 2 things that are in short supply in a world built on noise. Wannabes obsess over leadership books, personal brands, and social metrics. They're addicted to the idea of being followed, recognized, and praised. Sigmas. They focus on sharpening themselves, on getting things done, on becoming so competent, so clear in their values and direction that others can't help but notice. People are drawn to that. There's no performance, no ego, no manipulation, just consistent example. Sigmas influence without trying because they carry something real, internal authority. They don't need to lead a team to be leaders. Their lifestyle leads, their discipline leads, their focus leads. And here's the irony: the more they avoid the spotlight, the more the spotlight finds them. People respect someone who doesn't need their approval. That detachment from validation is powerful. It creates gravitational pull. In a world of forced charisma, Sigmas are a rare kind of gravity, silent but inescapable. 11. The long shadow effect. Most people operate on short timelines. What's trending today? What's popular this week? How to go viral this month? Sigma males. They think in shadows and legacies. Their moves today aren't just for now. They're cast far into the future. This is the long shadow effect. It's the ability to think, act, and build in a way that echoes beyond your immediate presence. Sigma males invest in habits, systems, and mindsets that compound over years. They don't care if no one claps for them today, because they're playing a much longer game. Wannabes want results now. Fast success, quick validation. Real Sigmas build quietly, slowly. They stack wins without broadcasting them. They disappear into process not because they've failed, but because they're creating momentum that can't be stopped once it's revealed. You might not notice their growth. Then one day they re-emerge, stronger, sharper, untouchable, and it looks like a sudden rise, but it's not. It's long-term execution done in silence. That's the long shadow. A legacy born from vision and patience, one that outlives trends, noise, and fake personas. Ascenders. You've just walked through 11 quiet truths, the kind of traits that don't shout but shape, that don't trend but transform. This isn't a checklist, it's a mirror. If you found something real here, something that hit a nerve, it's because it was already in you. Being Sigma isn't an identity, it's a frequency, and only a few can hold it. If you're one of them, you don't need motivation, you need reminders, and that's what we're here for. Quiet reminders, sharp edges, real signals. So hit that subscribe if you haven't, not for me, for the mission, for the next version of you. Until next time, stay sharp, stay silent, stay rising. This is Sigma Ascends, and we're not done yet.